Welcome to Leanne's Little Art Chats, a podcast where I, Leanne, have little chats about art. Like I said, I'm Leanne. I'm a visual artist, so I like to draw and paint, but I also enjoy lots of other forms of creating, and I am constantly getting sidetracked by big dreams. Today, I am sharing a potpourri of things that have been on my mind, and I'll also be sharing a few artists that I enjoy following, so I hope you'll stick around. So I have hiccups just as I'm getting ready to re-record the podcast. I tried recording earlier and I was having a hard time, but that's okay because I feel like I learned a few things that will help me for next time. I've been thinking about a lot of different things as usual, and today I'm going to talk about them a bit in the podcast because this is, after all, Leanne's Little Art Chats. Yesterday, I felt very, I'm not going to say productive. I think I was industrious. I think that's a word I like. For days when you feel like you're doing a lot and you're getting things done, I think I'm going to say that was an industrious day. Because resting and thinking, these things are also productive. They are essential. And yeah, so I think I like that term for those kind of days, industrious. For today's bit of wisdom, if you will call it that, I've been thinking and reminding myself a lot that it is so important to create and then create some more and then maybe create more after that before you curate. What I mean is there are a lot of things keeping me from making art sometimes. And though most of those things are me, I'm the one who stops me from making art. And a lot of times it has to do with analyzing things too much. I don't think it's wrong to reflect on your work. In fact, I'd say that's a good thing. But sometimes I feel I am trying to curate. I'm trying to have the finished product and the finished vision before I even begin the work. And I'm not going to say that's not possible, but is it even something you want to do? Because, the process, I know it's been said like a million times by myself and others, it really is such an important part of creating. And if you can just allow yourself to create without thinking about it too much at first, that's when you can stumble onto some ideas and connections and different things that you might not have discovered otherwise. There's nothing wrong with planning or knowing why you want to make what you want to make, but it's also okay to just make something without thinking about it, I think. You can mix two colors together without knowing why. You can make random marks. You can cut something out that maybe doesn't make any sense. It's okay to do it just because you feel like doing it. You don't have to have a plan. You don't have to make any judgments along the way. You can do that later. But just to create, just to go with the flow and go with what you're feeling is really important, and I need to remember that myself. Another reason I think it's important to create and then curate is because you can let your work sit, you can step back, create some space between you and it, and that can help you see it better sometimes. I think when it's too fresh in our memory and we're just too close to it, that can kind of, skew our perception of our own work sometimes. Lately, I've been kind of obsessed with media, like zines, which you may know that already if you listen to my last video. Also, though, podcasts, which you may not know because I haven't really been putting many out there, but I have been thinking about it, and I've also been hoping to start producing a different podcast. That's a whole different thing. It's not an art thing, but I've just been excited about the way that people can put their ideas out there. I used to kind of think about art like, I don't know, I'm not sure how I want to say this. I used to think of myself as more of just like a visual artist, but my interests, I still like making art. I still like painting and drawing. Hopefully, I don't think that's going to go away, but I'm also excited about how I might position myself as a facilitator of other creatives. Like, again, I'm just interested in the way, like media, the way people get things out there. I've been making a zine about zines to hopefully, which I know is nothing new. I know a lot of zine makers will make a zine about making zines, but I want to make my own because I really think everybody should be making a zine, or like at least once, even if it's not your thing, at least try it once. Because whether you're a writer or a dancer or a scientist or a handyman or whatever you may be in life, whatever you do, I think the whole process of creating a zine, from thinking of the content to actually physically putting it together, is a great way to learn about different processes, but also learn about yourself and connect with other people. And I just think they're so neat, you know? And of course, the wonderful thing about zines is they're super low pressure. They don't have to be perfect. In fact, part of their charm, I think, and I think most zine fans acknowledge, is that they are so real and raw. And that's a great thing when it seems that so many people are pressured by perfection, whether it's coming from outside or themselves. I've seen a lot of people struggling with that a lot. And I just think zines are a great solution to fighting that perfectionism and doing something creative. So some kind of, well, not really personal, but updates about me and my creative practice. That one, well, actually that hasn't happened yet, so never mind. Okay, but I'm very excited to announce I will be having a giveaway. And this is not something sponsored. It's not to promote something I want to sell. It's just for fun and to show my appreciation to you. I'm still working on the details, but once I have this podcast published, I will make sure that the giveaway is live, and I will link to my blog where you can read the full details. And yeah, so I'm excited about that. There are going to be 3 winners that I draw. Unfortunately, I'm going to limit this to contestants within the United States, and I feel bad about that. Maybe sometime I can do an international giveaway, but for now it's just for folks in the US. I will be giving away a handmade sketchbook because I just happen to have these that I had made like a long time ago. And I have a lot of sketchbooks. I don't need more. So I want to share the love. I'm also going to include, again, not sponsored, but a Blackwing pencil and some stickers and zines, and it's just going to be fun. Just a little fun something, you know? So, okay, and another thing, in my last vlog, I was talking about potentially creating an art show, and again, by art show, I mean not like an exhibit, but a show on YouTube where I feature different artists. And I was thinking about that and thinking about why I hadn't been doing that. Anyway, I was just thinking about stuff. And I realized that was kind of part of the point of this podcast, is that I would share artists I found with you. And so I want to do that now. The first one is somebody I follow on Instagram. He is, according to his bio, he is just a guy who likes to draw. And yeah, he shares his art on Instagram, and it's pretty cool. He goes by Incredulous Kirk. He does a lot of colored pencil on like trash, recycled items, upcycled, reclaimed cereal boxes, things like that. And I really like it. It's really original and interesting, and I'll put some of it up here for the video listeners. But if you're not watching the video of this podcast, be sure to check him out. Either way, go check him out. Again, on Instagram, he is at incredulous_Kirk. And I will link to him, of course, in the show notes. And the other person to check out is Anna Bucciarelli, and I probably said that wrong. She is a watercolorist. She's on YouTube. She has a Patreon where she shows how to do specific watercolor tutorials. But I just watch her YouTube. I mean, you can sign up for the Patreon. I'm not saying to not do that, but I just like watching her paint. One day I might attempt to work in the style that she uses. She's just really good. And also, her voice is really relaxing. I really enjoy her work. Another interesting thing, which I'm not necessarily recommending, I've not read it yet. I just happened to see this book Caps Lock, How Capitalism Took Hold of Graphic Design and How to Escape by Ruben Pater. I'm not somebody who believes all manifestations of capitalism are inherently evil, but I did think this looked really interesting, and if nothing else, I would learn some different perspectives, learn some facts. Like, this book is cram-packed, and if nothing else, it kind of looks cool. So I'm excited to read Caps Lock. It might take me a little bit, but that's okay. Again, not recommending it per se, not recommending it. I'm just saying it's something I'm going to read. And I almost forgot, kind of on that note. So there is a creator I follow named Kelly Dempsey. I don't know a lot about her. She's a fashion designer who makes really unique designs out of repurposed, reclaimed materials. I really like her creations. And I just happened to see this post today. I don't know what it's about, but this is what it says. So let me just read this. And this is not the caption, but the text on the image. It says, "Hey friends, I've been a little quiet on here lately, but for a big reason. I've been building something massive, something I've dreamed of creating for years. A first of its kind, community governed platform where your skills become your currency. No money exchanged. No more funneling our value to major corporations. This is for the people, by the people. And I'll need your support to help keep it that way. No outside investors, just us. Barterloo is coming. First announcement drops later this week. Stay close. XO Kelly." So I thought that sounded really interesting, and I am excited to see what that's all about. Again, I will link to that post in the show notes. So thank you for listening to me ramble on today and learn things as I go through the process. Hopefully soon I can show you some finished artwork or something. I don't know.